All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakadash.
It's all praises to the world called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'ashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. So I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace and mercy to all elect, with the brothers from the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord, with another video to edify. And the brothers was having a spiritual conversation with 100% lesson worthy, man. 100% lesson worthy. Go ahead and speak on what y'all was talking about, bro.
Calm, man. Me and the brothers, we're sitting here, man, and just up in the spirit, and the brother Kaya, was pretty much making a point, how Esau, which is a so-called white man, according to the scriptures, had received, his blessing. Which, when you go into that story of Esau and Jacob, Esau received his blessing from his father Isaac, which was, the fatness of the earth.
They get that Genesis 27.
27.
What is that? 27:41.
I believe so.
Got that, man.
I'm already there. This is Genesis chapter 27, and
get for the two children not done any evil.
Oh,
come. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Go up, verse 28, verse 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
No, go up to Jacob's blessing.
Come. This is.
Then we can jump down to 38.
This is Genesis chapter 27, and.
Did you find that?
In verse 36, it says, and he said,
Romans 9:11.
Okay, come.
It's like in verse 37, it says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
See, you got the full blessing. Now jump down to Esau on 38.
Verse 38 says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah, you know what proves that? Job 9:24.
Yeah.
Because it goes to show you that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and when you start learning about Esau, you understand that Esau is the wicked. Mm-hmm. And his actions are wicked. You know what I mean? And that's why when you go to the story about Doeg and King David, that's why King David said what he said to Doeg, because he was like, you're gonna perish forever.
Yeah.
Because of your wickedness.
Yeah.
Which I'll try to grab. Go ahead.
Hey, it's beautiful because, like the brother said, Job 9:24. Obviously, Esau got the blessing. The scriptures tell you that he was going to have rulership over the whole compass of the whole earth. And now, in the end of days, and not only in the Roman Empire, he had rulership over the known world at the time. But now, at the end of the days, he really has the full rulership of this earth.
That's right.
So, like the brother was saying, Esau got his blessing. Grab the precept, and then get the one I call for, and then you finish out what you were saying.
This is Psalms 52:1. It says, to the chief musician, Mashiel, a psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, and said unto him, David is come to the house of Amalek. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of the Most High endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness a lot. So even though he's wicked, right, his blessing still came to pass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though the Lord hated him, right, because when you go to Obadiah, it says there should be no more remaining of the house of Esau. He still, after the Renaissance, during the Renaissance period, that's when Esau really started to build, because that goes in, that word means rebirth in French, but that's when he started to build, and he's been in power ever since. We haven't been in power, but that proves the scriptures. He got his blessing, man. But his blessing is flawless. So just like he got it, the Lord said he was going to take it away. So you're going to see, that's all when you talk about the birth pains, right? And what Yahweh told us to look for, That's why it's so evident when you link it up with the scriptures, because we understand the downfall of a rulership, because the rulership is fallen.
Hey, the scriptures tell you the time and chance happening to them all.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's Esau's time. Well, that time gets done, as written, because of iniquities and riches gotten by deceit. The kingdom is transferred from one people to another. Right? Get that precept, Axel?
Was that Romans 9 and 11?
Yeah.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 11.
Okay.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
Yeah. How about Jacob and Esau?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That the purpose of God according to election might stand.
Yeah. The purpose of the Lord according to election. So before everything was set up, there was blessings and lots set up in the heavens. The Lord said, I'm gonna make this man, hot as shit. Right? He was gonna have he's gonna have all the bitches, have all the style, have all the looks, have all the skill, have all the ability to make this world great. And the other one, he was just gonna live off the excess and ruin himself in the process. You got it?
Okay, let me see. Let's start from the top. This is Romans 9 and 11 from the top. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, that elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Hey, and that's locked and sealed, man.
That's right.
Right? What did the Lord say? There's no shroud of turning in the Lord. Right? I am the Lord thy power, and I change not.
Yeah, that's right.
So the Lord always loved Jacob, and he always hated Esau. Right? And that love comes with big blessings, bro. So you have a precept?
Yeah, this is Daniel 4 and 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the words of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Okay, so the Lord is, because when you go to the Apocrypha, it tells you promotion comes from the Most High. So the Lord controls who ruleth. And the Lord, in this case, the Lord set up the basis of men, which Esau is the lowest level of a man. If you just, in Job, it tells you that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you look at where he dwells at, where he came from, I mean, that's not a top tier man couldn't live in a cave, man, or come from a cave.
Because really, he has no culture.
Right.
He steals everything from everybody else. Even when you go into Europe, their culture was stolen culture. What they based their society off of the ones that were there first, which were the Israelites, and then they just put their faces over it like they're the ones that always did it. Right?
Also, if I may, I want to go over that word real quick. That the word base, man, it's heavy. It's the online etymology. It goes into low on the social scale. That it says low in the moral scale. Also saying benefiting an inferior person or thing unworthy. Right? So ultimately Esau, Edom, which as we know is a self-proclaimed so-called white man. The brother was bringing out earlier, Malachi 1 and 4, right? You go into the history of that verse, which goes into the Renaissance era, right? The Renaissance, obviously, as the brother was saying, rebirth, right? What nation had to ultimately, that was at the lowest, man. You look at all these movies and stuff like that, where they see them walking in horse shit and this and the going through the diseases and this and the third. That was Esau, Edom, right? The self-proclaimed so-called white man. And what happened? He came out of by the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he came out of that state, and now look where he's at, man. He's on top, man. He was on the bottom, and now he's on top.
Yep.
Right? So this is what it's going into, man. He was unworthy of the actual true blessing, man. Which the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai gave to Jacob, man. The one that he loves.
Now, if you go even further with that, you go back to Esau, back to Romans 9. This is what it says here. Because most people get upset over Esau because how he was created. But listen to this. Romans 9, verse 21. Had not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and that's Jake, and another unto dishonor, that is Esau, Edom, the dishonor, as the brothers are going into the basis of men. Then let's go further, verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessel of wrath fitted to destruction? So Esau's having his time to run. He's giving him that moment. And Yahweh Shemel Shai is just waiting because he's giving Esau that time to do what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically his whole blessing, man. Like the brother was saying, Esau got his. And finish up what you were saying in the beginning, man, because I think we had to. The spirit just jumped in.
Yeah, that's the part, man. Hey, yeah, because the brother Kaya, man, he was saying, Esau, which is the wicked, the ungodly of the earth, the Lord had ultimately given him his blessing, man. Okay, and the brother Kaya was making a good point on it. If the Lord blessed him and pretty much allowed him to be in the power seat and to rule over this whole earth, then why not us, man?
Yeah.
Because the scriptures, if you know, brothers know that one scripture is where it says, of all the plants, one lily, and of all the people, he chose one people.
Oh, yeah,
it's in Second Ezra. You see that? Because at the end of the day, Yahweh Bashmal Shai has a chosen people, man. Deuteronomy 7:6, thou art a holy people. You see that the Lord gave his laws unto Jacob and his statutes and his judgments, and all these other nations he have not dealt so with them, man. You'll see paraphrase if you got that.
Yeah, 2nd Ezra 5 and 24. Let me say this precept I was trying to get real quick.
Okay, come on.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra 5 and 24, and it says 23. It says, instead, O Yahweh, thou bearest rule of every wood of the earth and of all the trees thereof. Thou hast chosen thee only one vine, and of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof, one lily, and of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the builded cities, thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself. And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove, and of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep, and among all the multitudes of the people thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
Hey, if you go into that, that's going into all the favorites of the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's pointing out, you know, not only his favorite things, you know, his favorite flower, his favorite, you know, his favorite bird, you know, this and the third, his favorite people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai has literally, you know, made a promise to his people, you know, beginning with the elect, that they're going to be in that power seat, man. You know, that they're ultimately going to come, you know, go from rags to riches, man. Yeah. You know, and I got this precept, you know, but again, brothers was talking about the kingdom, man. You know, if you know, going back to, you know, Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, what? You know, Isaac gave the blessing to Esau of ruling, you know, the earth, right? And that blessing is being fulfilled right now, right? Just as his blessing is being fulfilled, our blessing is going to be fulfilled, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? This Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 23, it says, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised, man. And so Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai will, right? In Numbers the 23rd chapter, the 19th verse, man, where it says he's not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent, right? So when he speaks a word, and you could take that word to the bank, and that check will never bounce.
The Lord said, what his words are as silver tried in the furnace, purified 7 times, man.
That's right.
You can't get back. So like the brother was saying, the brother said, if Esau got his blessing, Jake's gonna get his too.
Yep.
That's right.
The Lord's favorite people, man, that he chose. Matter of fact, you gonna say something?
No, also too, when it goes back into the laws were only given, as brother brought out a little earlier, the laws were only given to the house of Israel, even all the way back, if you want to go back to Adam. Adam had the laws to be able to govern and what he's supposed to done and whatnot. So, you know, we go even further with this. You go to Psalms 147, this is why it goes here. Verse 19, he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So all these other nations around the world never knew the statutes, laws, and commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shai. The only ones that was loved and chosen were what? The 12 tribes of Israel.
And that's why we got that's why we got punished, because it was given to us.
Yeah.
Moses didn't give it to all nations of the earth.
No.
He gave it to the Israelites, man.
It's a contract, bro.
Right.
You go into the contract, you got to name the parties.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Because then you can anybody can walk in and act like they have right to the contracts and the benefits of the contracts. Right? But then they're subject to no penalty for breaking the contract. That's the problem with the heathen and Christians, because they don't want to tie in that contract. Now, the brother brought out a good precept. The Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, right? The Lord said what? He loveth none but him that keepeth the commandment. He loved none but him that have understanding or wisdom. And what does that come through? The fear of the Lord, which is keeping his commandments. So nobody else got access to the love of the Lord, man. That's a blessing in itself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And even if you go even further with it, if you go back to Amos chapter Amos chapter 3, verse 1 and 2, listen to what it says. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, the whole 12 tribes, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known. So you let you know right then and there, he didn't care about the other nations of people. If you go to Isaiah, what is that, 45 and 17? Mm-hmm. That they are as spittle, they are as nothing, basically. Mm-hmm. So all these other nations are as nothing. Let's go to verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. And right now, we're in that punishment stage. Mm-hmm. We were never gotten rid of. We were never thrown away. We're just in a punishment situation.
Hey, what's that? Let's go through those precepts we have pulled, because there's some good ones.
Hebrews 11. Yeah.
Go ahead, get it.
This is Hebrews 11, and starting at verse 13. It says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
You see? Not having the blessing, but you fully believe. Mm-hmm. Right? Esau has his blessing. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to believe in shit to get it either. Mm-hmm. Nope. Right? So what? That's why his shit is temporal. Because he had to do no work for it. Right? He got laid off of bitching and complaining. You know? And by the simple fact that the Lord loves to make, a controversy. He says you're man of war. So he set up the two opposing sides, Jacob and Esau. So Esau got his blessing with no works, and he's still in this world dominating niggas now, but his power is waning, right? We gonna get ours.
Right.
Seeing it afar off, bro.
And further proof that, those little, those small hats that are over there, you know what I mean? What kind of punishment did they go through, man? To where they had to return. And not only that, only a remnant was supposed to return, man. You got the whole land of Israel full of 1948ers, Edomites, man. They're not, they haven't, there's plenty of scriptures we can get into, man, but this is further proof that they are not the people of the Lord, man. Because that little, what they call slavery over there, what happened with them in Germany, hey, come on, man, that's been, what is it? Yeah, man. They played that out, man. They made it, they exaggerated on a lot of things, man. Mm-hmm. They never really went through it like that, man. So they were never really punished to where they have to, ultimately go through it, learn, and have to return. Yep. Right? So that this is proof, man. This blessing that Jacob is to receive, right? Because as of right now, we're still in that punishment, right? The blessing that is to be received has not been received yet, man. Yep. Because there's so many things and so many, when you look at it, there's so many blessings that have not been brought forth in this time that Jacob's waiting for, man.
Yeah. If I might say too, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, man. The first few verses go into all the blessings for the Israelites, man. Mm-hmm. It doesn't tell you all those blessings were going to be for the heathen, because it tells you that we're going to be, feared of all nations on the earth, and that we're going to be the head and not the tail. You see, and that we're going to be blessed above everybody else, man. Again, because that going into we're the Lord's favorite, like brother was bringing out earlier.
Okay. Also, too, if you go back into it, because many people may be watching this, and those that are not of the elect, or those of the other nation that's listening to this, y'all have an argument always said that Esau was tricked, Esau was tricked out of his blessing and whatnot. Listen to this, so we can get that out of the way. Genesis 25, verse 31. And it says, and Jacob said, Salaki, matter of fact, that started Genesis 25, 29. And Jacob sought porridge, and Esau pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. Mm-hmm. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? So that's letting you know right out the back, for anyone to say that he was tricked or anything of that for the blessing for Esau, that what he has is not enough. It shows right then and there, right off the gate, that Esau gave up a birthright. But even though when you go back to Romans, it doesn't even matter.
Because I got it over here, Romans 9. We got it earlier. Romans 9 and 12, it says, it was said unto her that the elder should serve the younger. Mm-hmm. So it was already
Yep.
It was already put forward. You know what I mean? It was the Lord directed the man's steps, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was already in play.
Hey, even dealing with Ishmael.
Yeah.
He said
Yep.
for the bondwoman is of the flesh, but the free woman was of the promise. Right? So there was a promise coming out of that, because what? Before he even had him, the Lord basically gave Abraham. It's Abraham. No. It was it was Abraham. It was Abraham. He gave Abraham the blessing prior, and it was years before he actually saw it happen. Abraham was 99 before he had his first kid, man. Or Rachel was 99, one of the two, right? So I mean, shit. The blessing was elongated, but it came, right? So it's gonna be the same way because it's according to the promise, man. Keep going in that, man.
God, Hebrews 11:14. It's for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country, and truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for He hath prepared for them a city. For by faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac.
Yep.
And when he had received the promises, offered up his only begotten son.
See, his only begotten. So he knew the promise was supposed to be through him, right? So when he heard that, the Lord said, "Hey, bring me your son, sacrifice him for me." He was like, "You already promised blessing was going to come through him. It's whatever. I can put him to death, and you're going to raise him back up," because that was the promise. That was the promise. Hey, that's what you got to look at the promise of the Lord as. No matter what, I promise this. Right? And that's the purpose, man, because the Lord is going to give us the blessing, bro.
That's right.
It's already happening. You see it, man. Brothers getting out of situations. You know, the Spirit is dealing, right? You see prophecy come to pass, right? Brothers are getting more and more excited that the Lord is finally doing His work in this world. Like, brother showed us a video a minute ago, bitch getting the thunder slapped out of her, bro. And that's the judgment of the Lord, because the scriptures say, "Now she that is my enemy shall be trodden down as the mire of the street." So that blessing, that judgment is coming to earth. So how many more judgments and righteousness and wickedness are coming?
That's right.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 18, it says, "Of whom it was said, that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure."
He said he's able to raise him up even from the dead. See, all out faith, man. You can drop that. We can go to the other ones, man. Your brother got something?
You know, also too, when going to it, this is Numbers 23 to have an understanding. Numbers 23 verse 19. God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? So everything that Yahweh Shah says is going to happen is definitely about to happen. He's saying we got next. It is what it is.
Real quick, it's Hebrews 6:10. It says, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward His name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister." See, so the Lord is not unrighteous to forget our work and labor of love. What comes with our work? What comes with work? Pay, right? And our pay is what? Salvation and rulership, and having the other nations in subjection. Lord willing, we be those men. You know, because we're doing this, right, to hopefully be joint heirs of Yahweh Shai, man. Because the scriptures tell you when Yahweh Shai comes back, He's coming back to take many crowns, which means put down a lot of kingdoms, man. You know, we'll put down every kingdom and establish His. So we hope to be on the right side of Yahweh Shai, man, and helping Him establish.
That's right, bro.
You know, and with that, right, comes the heathen. With that comes the world. You know, not just this world, but galaxies and things of that nature that's being created as we speak. You know? I should say being revealed as we speak, because we don't know how long they've been created, but every other day you see a new planet pop up, you know, out of nowhere, you know, so.
And Yahweh Shai, man, he had received all things, and the elect are going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. So there's things out there, like Yahweh Shai said, "In my Father's house so many mansions," man. And that right there, that's not going to be given to Esau. That's why Esau wants to build these different, you know, telescopes and things of that nature, because they want to have that, man. You see, but they're not going to have that because it wasn't given to them to have. That's what you say, "His bounty cannot pass. He says he can only go so far, man.
Yeah.
You know, you just didn't want to say?
Yeah, and I just wanted to make the statement, you know, we're sort of like little mini Yahushais, man. We have that joy set before us, man. You know, so how, you know, in this present time, you know, as the brother was, you know, was pointing out, Abraham had, you know, unrelenting faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, knowing that he was ultimately going to receive that promise. And in this present time, we see, as the brother was also saying, man, we see everything basically, you know, those stones being laid, man. So why wouldn't you, you know, continue to press forward, you know, to the mark of a high calling, man? Continue to keep the faith, man. And Apostle Paul said what, man? Fight the good fight of faith, man.
Yep.
Like holding on eternal life.
Exactly, man.
Yep.
And Apostle Paul, he did the work all the way into the end. He said, I have fought the good fight of faith, man. So how much more should we, man? Mm-hmm. Knowing that we're at the very end, right? Faith is key, man, in this walk, man. This is a faith-based ministry, man.
Yep.
You know, so if you don't have faith, hey, you know what I mean? You're pretty much screwed. You're not going to receive that promise, man.
Yep.
You know?
And I was looking at that scripture in 1 Corinthians 9, and I believe 24, where it talks about people in the world do everything they can for a temporal prize. Well, in NLT, it says we do it for an eternal prize.
Yep.
You know, something that's going to last forever, man. Riches that will never fade away. You see?
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring this out real quick. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Yeah, rejoice and be glad, man. You Edomites out there, starting with you international elite banking families, man. Mm-hmm. See, because right now it's your time to shine, you see? Right now you're in your heaven and we're ultimately in our hell. You see, because like the brother's been saying, we're living out our punishment, man. We're living out, we're to the best of our ability trying to bear the indignation of the Lord because we messed up. You see? But hey, you devils in the power seat, rejoice and be glad because you're gonna have to drink of the same cup that we drunk of, man. What's his captivity? Stephon had chimed in on that. Well, I'll finish it off. It says, verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Mm-hmm. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Right, and it's like, if I may say, we're at the end of our captivity, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is our longest and most brutal, captivity that we have been in history. You can go into the Judges, man, and look at all the times that we went into captivity. They were short, quick, straight to the point, man. Hey, this one, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah was fed up with us because we wanted to continue to follow after the ways of the heathen, which are they're lower than us, man. Mm-hmm. And what did Yahweh Shah say? He said, you are from beneath, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. And we're supposed to have that same type of mentality when dealing with these other people, man. They're beneath us, man. But we wanted to be like them. We wanted to continue to associate with them and mingle with them and serve their God. So we got put in this punishment, man. The Lord was done with us, man. He took our heritage away from us, man. He ultimately put us in such a dreadful state that we honestly we're damn near the heathens, man. Calling ourselves black.
You know what I mean? But we're at the end of that, man, and we have the signs, right? If you have the ears to hear and eyes to see, we're at the very end.
That's right.
Where we're ultimately, again, as statement was earlier said, we're gonna go from rags to riches, man. Esau's gonna go from riches to rags, man. Mm-hmm. And this is the time that we're in, man. Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, man, says the end shall speak and not lie, man. And though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. And guess what? We're waiting for it, man. We're waiting, and we understand, and we have the signs, and we can see that it's right around the corner, man.
Also, too, when you go into, like the brother said, we better than all people. We better than everybody. Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm. And holy means separate, man. Mm-hmm. We're separated because we have the law, statutes, commandments, man. Nobody else has it. He didn't give it to nobody else except for Israel, which we also talked about earlier in the lesson, man.
And it says, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
Hey, that's a possessive pronoun right there, man. Himself, right? Hey, if you have just to put it in perspective, man, if you have all these stones, right, and you want like a specific stone, like my favorite stone is chrysoprase, right? If I have like 20 stones sitting on the table in front of me, and I see chrysoprase, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna grab that stone and push all the other stones to the side. That's exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai did for Israel versus these nations, man. Mm-hmm. He plucked them out and pushed the rest to the side as if they're nothing, man, as the scriptures say.
the second Ezra says that the world was made for our sakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything that was created, man, was made for Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai's elect. You see, that were with him from the beginning. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I got another precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 32, and verse 37. It says, "Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whether I have driven them in mine anger." Yeah, because that was one of the curses that, you know, befell, you know, us as Israelites, is that we were going to be scattered amongst the four winds of the world. You see, that's why you have, you know, the speckled birds, man, those that look like the heathen nations, but they're Israelites. You see, because we've been mingled among the heathen. I think that's Ezekiel 5:5. It says, "And I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever for the good of them and their children, and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. Yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul."
That's a blessing, bro.
Wow.
Blessing, man. You see, this is for the Israelites. This is why this is the gospel is also another word for gospel is good news. This is good. This is great news for us, because we know that the life that we live now, we're not gonna have to be doing this shit forever, man.
Yeah.
There's actually a better life that awaits us, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna be actually able to live, man. Be able to eat real fruit, eat real meat, breathe real air. We haven't even done none of that in this world, man. Because everything's polluted because this damn devil, like it says, the earth is defiled by the inhabitants thereof. And that's another reason that Esau just has a whole list of reasons why he's going to get destroyed. And we're telling him, man. And that's why he hates us. You see? We keep going. It says, "For thus," verse 42, "For thus saith the Lord, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them."
Wow.
Hey, the Lord, so it's gonna be it's so clutch. The blessing is about to be so clutch. The Lord is about to write the laws in our spirit so we can't break them. Meaning you're programmed for success.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody grab me Jeremiah 29:11.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Yeah, you might want to start up like a verse or two.
All right, this is Jeremiah 29 verse. We'll start at. You want to start at 9 or 10?
It's up to you, bro.
All right, let's start at verse 9. "For thy prophecy falsely unto you, for they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord. For thus saith the Lord, that after..."
It's 29?
Jeremiah 29, I started verse 10.
Yeah, go to 10.
All right. "For thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word toward you, in causing you to return to this place."
You see? So after the Babylonian captivity, this is the Lord's mindset. What? We're in another Babylonian captivity. This is spiritual Babylon and Egypt. It's spiritual Sodom and Egypt, right? This is that place. This is America. Babylon the Great. This is America. So this type of blessing is going to come again. Keep going.
"For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end."
And what's the expected end, man? The blessings, power, being set up, never having to live and fucking scavenge for every fucking dime just to get by.
Right.
Never having to sit here and just be sick and not be able to afford the things to actually heal yourself. Having shitty food. Having to argue with your woman. Having to worry about your damn kids. Never having enough leg room. Right? Always feeling fucking alone. That's never going to be here anymore, man. That is the blessings of the kingdom, man. And these are things that the Lord said was going to happen. It's just as Esau's got his, we're going to get ours, bro.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all got anything else?
I got one more verse, because you're ultimately speaking on the new covenant, man, and how, you know, we're never going to go off anymore, man. This is Hebrews 10 verse 16. It says, "This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them."
You see, that's not promised to anybody else.
Nope.
That's promised to Israel. When you go to Zechariah the 14th chapter, the last two verses, it tells you that the Lord was what? Going to make Israel holiness, and he said the Canaanites shall no longer dwell in their land. So it separates the blessing right there, right? Esau tries to make it up like everybody has the access to the Lord's blessing, Well, why do you separate the Canaanites from the blessing? Because the blessing's only for Israel. Keep going, huh?
It says, verse 17, it says, "In their sins and iniquities will I remember no more."
Man, that's your debt is being wiped clean, bro. To no longer be in debt with the Lord.
Yeah.
Because we all in debt, bro. This is why, because you're gonna pay for everything that you did in your flesh. We're all in debt. For the Lord to sit here and come to you, you got a debt to pay, right? We just call it grace period for a minute, right? It's called grace period for a reason, right? Because what, you're given time to pay the debt. So in this time, that grace period is here, and the Lord's gonna come and be like, did he pay his debt? Yep. Wipe that shit clean. Right? But the debt is so large that you can't afford to pay it. So what? The Lord picks souls where he said, I'm gonna give that man grace, I'm gonna give that man grace, I'm gonna give that man grace, we're gonna wipe the debts fucking clean. Right? Go ahead.
That's heavy.
This Micah chapter 7 and verse 18, it says, "Who is a power like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. He will turn again, he will have compassion upon us."
Hey, Salaki, man, scriptures say in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, man, the 18th verse, it says, as his majesty is, meaning as his power is, so is his mercy, man. And we understand that the Lord's power, right, is from everlasting to everlasting, man. And he's gonna, as the scriptures say, he will have mercy upon whom he will have mercy. And we understand that mercy is going to be shown into the elect, right? Psalms the 32nd chapter, man. Blessed is he whose iniquities, are not imputed unto him, man. That's a blessing, man. And you go into that. I love that word, man. Blessed. It goes into highly favored and very fortunate, man. So this Lord will part the elect, man. We're highly favored, man. It's foreordained that we are highly favored and very fortunate. So we're going to receive that blessing. And again, the Most High is faithful, that he will give, what he has promised, man. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture.
It says that too.
Yeah, come.
It says, he will subdue our iniquities, and thou will cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou will perform the truth to Jacob, and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from days of old.
Hey, man. Hey, Slaki, man. When because I used to, do little, small little sales. I know the brother has too, man. But he'll probably get into this too. But hey, when you go into certain words are power words, right? When you say, oh, I can do this for you. When you're trying to sell somebody, you say, oh, I can do this, that, and the third for you. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily, they're kind of on edge, right? But when you say, oh, I will do this for you, I'll do this, I will do, this, that, and the third, it's more like you're giving that certainty that you're going to do it, right? So when the Lord says, I will, that's certainty, right? That's 100%. What's the word I'm looking for, man? It's basically he will do it, man.
The Lord said, well, he's not a man that he should lie.
Right.
So neither the sons of man that he should repent. So what he promised, he ain't gonna turn back.
Exactly.
Why does he have to apologize for making that promise?
Exactly.
He don't. His promise, man.
That's right, man. You gotta pay attention to words like that, man.
Yeah.
Because the Lord uses power words, man.
Yeah.
You
got anything else? All right, man.
That was it for me.
Lord willing, this is edifying, man. With that being said, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.